Hi, I'm Jane Grant from AMAS. What Ian and I thought about we'd do today was to let you guys know about what's the changes on R&D as far as all the COVID loans and the bounce back loans that we've been receiving from the banks via the government. Now, what's important is that we understand what the implications of that, because it's, normally when you get a loan in from a bank or from a provider, a loan provider, it doesn't really impact R&D. But last week HMRC decided to let us know that it's is now defined as state of, what's it, Ian?
It's hello, my name's Iain Robertson. I also work for ammu, and I work on the R&D side. What Jen was saying is that there's some concern about CBILS and bounce back loans because they count as what's technically known as notified state aid. Notified state aid is also something that SME R&D tax credits are lumped under. Therefore, you can't get two bites of the cherry, so you can't get two bits of state aid for the same project. Jen, could you explain a little bit more about that?
What happens is that if you are undergoing a project for R&D currently and you receive £50,000 from a bounce back loan and you use any part of that bounce back loan and pay for the part of the R&D project, it means that you will not be allowed to claim the SME rate, which is a higher rate for R&D. You go into the large company rate, which is not as beneficial. So it's important that when you're receiving the money, where you use the money, that you ring fence it and exclude it from any R&D project at all if possible. So say if you've got one project on the go, try and ring fence that out. If you've got 2 or 3 projects on the go, try and just only, if you have to spend it on R&D on one of the projects and you've got 3 on the go, just keep it to 1 and we can claim the higher rate for 2 and the smaller rate for the third one. So it's just important that you understand that it's not just like a normal loan that's coming through. There is an implication from an R&D standpoint, and we wanted to let our clients know that, just so that they're aware before they actually spend the money. And we're here to discuss any of the issues or any questions they've got around money that they've received in their R&D current projects or any future projects, obviously to optimise and maximise the claim value that you get.
Well, one of the approaches that we do take with our clients, and we find it quite helpful, is to try and, how can I put it, define the R&D project quite closely. Because quite often people say, oh, we're developing our software systems. No, that could be a different R&D project every year. It could be several R&D projects in one year. So if we're very specific, this is what the R&D project is, this is the one that might attract SME R&D funding, then that means that we're not going to get in this position where the state aid, the bounce back loans and things go into the same pot and come out and get used to pay. It can all get a bit diffuse. So it's about good definition of your projects. And actually, and this is more one for Jen, it's about good accounting systems.
Yes, so even if you look at, a Sage, or if you're using Xero or any other system that you're using, what I would do is that if you've got the loan money coming in, is that you ring fence that and put that aside. If you can set up trackers on Xero, or you can set up departments in Sage, and you can actually allocate the costs that you're actually paying for the individual projects once they've been defined, as Iain has said, and it allows you to see exactly where the money's going and what's been spent on it.
I know it can all get a bit complicated, but basically it's just about, if the government's giving you money for one thing, you can't take more money for the same thing. So you can't use a bounce back loan and an R&D tax credit for the same project. Well, you can, but in the end, what you'll do is lose a great deal of the R&D tax credit funding that you were going to get otherwise.
Yeah.
If you have any problems with this, if this isn't clear, and I do understand that if you're not used to state aid concerns, it can get a bit complicated, by all means contact us. There's more information on our website, www.ammu.uk, where you can get more information, or you can arrange to speak to one of us. Have you anything else you'd like to add, Jen?
No, just really that you can, we're very approachable. You can book a call, book a 15-minute chat as well if you've got any questions. But what's important is that we try and ring fence as much as possible any of the COVID loans that are coming in, or the bounce back loans that are coming in from the banks or from your loan provider, that and try and keep them away from projects and specify projects separately and where the cash is coming from. But happy to speak to you and book a chat with either Iain or myself to discuss that. Take care.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.